Hello, Cherries. Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to Live Cherry Sunday, episode 219. In today's video, I'm going to show you 5 minor scales you could solo with. And 5 minor scales you can use for soloing. So there's a lot of minor scales that you can use, but I'm basically breaking down my top 5 minor scales, and I'm going to give you a little example. I got a little loop here with an E minor loop going on. And I do have some graphs that I'm going to show you a little bit later after this. And if you want a PDF of these graphs, just email me at info@cherry, and I'll shoot them right over to you. So here's the loop. It's just a little E minor vamp. Sounds like that. Let me know if you can hear my guitar and everything. So if you're enjoying this video so far, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, all that groovy stuff. Let me say hello to my friends here. Finny, give you a round of applause. Grease Monkey Guitars, good morning, Jerry. Nice to see you. A broadcaster getting the love. We are the minority for sure. Yeah, I do have my broadcaster with the new frets. super excited about that. Did a video on that last week, showed it off, and I still haven't stopped playing it. I'm still playing it. And I just ran through 5 of my favorite, most useful minor scales, and there's a few more, and I'll give them to you as bonus scales, but they're parts of these scales. They're modes of these scales. So I started off, actually I did like 7 scales, because I started off with the minor pentatonic scale, which is minor pentatonic. All right, everyone's favorite scale. You all know and love that. Or starting on the minor. If I started on the G of it's more of a major pentatonic. Then I did the minor blues scale. All right, that's just adding 1 note. And then I did the Dorian mode, which is very similar. All these scales I'm playing in the same position so that we could just interchange them. Here's the Dorian mode. Right? And then I did the natural minor scale, which is like this. Then I did harmonic minor, which is like this. Then I did the melodic minor, which is like this. Then I ended with a Phrygian. It's all minor. Right on. So I do have some graphs, and I'll show you that in a second. Oh, I had my delay on. That was probably annoying. And Vincent, yo, Cherry. Hi for Vinny in New Jersey. Vinny. Hi for Vinny in New Jersey. Don't tell me that is Vinny. My man Vinny. Right there, who I haven't seen in like a million years. Stagliano. Hi for Vinny. So, you're saying hi for Vinny, or are you Vinny? I don't know, because you got Vincent's on there. But, from New Jersey. Yeah, well, say hi to Vinny. If you're not the Vinny, from the infamous, famous Vinny, that'd be really cool. But if it's not you, say hi to Vinny. The man, the myth. And yeah, very, very, very cool. Scott Olson, minors, modes, and more. Yep, that's what this is right here. And this is just a lot of fun, playing these scales, because, a lot of times you'll have like a E minor vamp like this. It's just a E minor chord, really, like this. You might want to, color it up or play some different scales and things like that. And I'll show you right here the first, which is this. Now, excuse these graphs right here. I just whipped these up right before we went live here today. And I have to, I'm going to remake them. So before I send them to you, I'm going to make them a little bit better. I'm going to indicate where the root notes are, maybe color them a little bit differently. But for now, you've seen this pattern before. And the good thing is that you could do it in any key, really. You just slide your hand over. But right now we're in E. So we're going up here to E, 12th fret, and here's the scale. Right? Now what's really cool is I'm gonna go ahead and move this over to here. Watch this. The magic of television. Here, it's going very slow, but it is moving over. I could just help it along there like that. Watch this. Okay. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm going to bring up this mode right next to it. And check it out. Now, it's really the same exact thing, only it's the blues scale. So all I'm doing is I'm adding one more note in there, as you can see, on that second fret, the A string. And this is going vertical right now. I'm trying a different thing with the graph, so I'm going more vertical, so you could maybe understand them a little bit better. So you'll see, like, I'm just adding that one extra note, that blues note right there. It's a flat 5 along with the 5, and then it continues the same, and then once again, right there, the flat 5 again, and then back to here. So on the left, you have the regular minor pentatonic. So if you're jamming along with it, here's the first one. Now watch, I'll play the blues. See how much cooler that is? Because you have 3 chromatic notes here. You have the 5th, or you have the 4th, flat 5, and 5th. Pretty cool, huh? So that's the first mode right there. I mean, the first scale. I'm not even counting these as 5. This is just the given. This is the starting, because I actually have 5 other modes or scales that we're going to talk about right here. I'm going to leave this one pentatonic scale up because we're going to compare that to all the rest of them. Like, for instance, this next one right here, the natural minor scale is what that is. And with natural minor, all you're doing is filling in the blanks, because the pentatonic scale is 5 notes, penta meaning 5, and a regular scale has 7 notes. So if you check that out, I just added 2 notes. The pentatonic, starting on just the first 3 strings, the E, the A, and the D. 5 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then the octave again. Okay, well, if you look at the next one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I filled in the 2nd degree. Here's the 3rd, same as the pentatonic. The 4th, the same. 5th is the same. Now I added that extra minor 6 right here. See that? Just like that. And then the 7th. So really, the only difference between the first scale and the second scale is it has a minor 2nd. Or no, it has a 2nd in it. It has a 6th. That's it. Adds these 2 notes. And then up the octave. So if we jammed along with that, check out these 2 in comparison with each other. Pentatonic. Then the minor scale. Pentatonic, minor. It's just 2 notes different. Pentatonic, minor. And I'm emphasizing those minor notes, the things that make it minor sounding. Makes it Aeolian. So that is the minor scale right there. Hopefully you're enjoying this so far. Having a good time here. We got Vinny and Finny. That's right. So your names have to rhyme here to be here. That's just prerequisite. Jeffrey Boyle, cool. Jeffrey Boyle, awesome. So hopefully you're digging this so far. This is one of my favorite topics right here, modes and scales. I mean, there's so many of them. We're going to just touch on some of the most useful ones here, right? Like we did, I actually jumped the gun a little bit. I went to the Aeolian. I wanted to play the Dorian mode, but that's really one of my favorite ones right there, Dorian. So if I close that natural one out, I put up the Dorian mode. This is more of a, it's a minor scale, but it's a little bit more happy. It's a little, people use this in the blues context a lot. The Aeolian is just a natural minor Aeolian mode. It's the natural minor scale. Same notes as the major scale of the, it would be G major, which is the relative major. E minor is relative minor. So that's how the Aeolian works. But the Dorian scale is a little different. As you can see, it's still a 7-note scale or mode, but they're a little bit different. Compared to the pentatonic, the first 3 strings, you have the 2 notes that I'm filling in, same as the Aeolian, which is the second degree right here. 2 right there. But then as I go up, here's the 3, 4, 5, 6. It has a major 6. So instead of this one, I'm playing the major 6, so I'm going up to here. So instead of playing the minor 6 here, like the Aeolian, which is sadder sounding, right? I'm playing it here. So it's like this. So with a loop, it would sound like this. Pentatonic. And I go into Dorian. David Gilmour action. He's like something like a so pretty cool. That's the Dorian. Now that's another sound that's really cool. So we played the minor pentatonic, we played the blues scale, 2 different sounds right there. Then we played the Aeolian mode, another sad. Oh, that sounded like Christopher Walken. It's sad, and and then we had the Dorian mode, which is it's a mode of a scale. In E Dorian is really the second mode of D major. So if you played the D major scale from E to E, the D major scale from its second note on to the octave, it's an E Dorian. So basically that's the same when I played this mode right here. It's the same as playing a D major scale if I played it here. Same thing. But we don't have to get into all that stuff. All you have to know is you play the E Dorian mode over an E minor chord, and it sounds great. It has that major / minor type of sound because you're playing a major 6 in there, which is part of a major scale, really. You know? Major scale will be. played a minor version of it, but with that same 6. It's a little bit of, it adds what you think is happy in the major scale. But it makes it minor sounding, add that minor note, but still keep the major 6. Pretty cool. I love that, the Dorian. I didn't ask, but what is your favorite scale or mode to play in a E minor over an E minor chord? Let me know if you're watching in the future from now. Let me know in the comment section. If you're watching right now, let me know in the chats. And I forgot what band is on your shirt. Reminds me of the Small Faces. It does. It does remind me of the Small Faces, but it's more of a, if I was to go something like this. If I did something like that, would that help you at all? If I went. And then I went. Something like that. Maybe no. I'm probably going to get a copyright claim for that. Just for proving a point. I'm not proving a point, just for trying to tell you who the band is. But it's not the Small Faces. And it's not the Kinks. Looks a little bit like Pete Townsend. And Keith Moon, John Entwistle. I can't really place where I'm. Yeah, that's the Who, for sure. And I wonder who it is. Yes, you're correct. Can you guess who? No. And Roger Daltrey is in there somewhere. Shocking Blue. Hello, Dana. Good to see you. Give you a round of applause. And what are you drinking out there today? We're going to get into this next mode. The next one is some fun, weird modes coming up in scales. But take a sip of my coffee here. It's so delicious. I have my Italian espresso beans that I made. And I didn't make the beans. I bought the beans, grinded them up, and I poured some hot water over them, and there you go. You got your coffee. Inca Cal 71. So good to see you. And if you want these awful graphics that I made, just let me. No, they're not that bad, but I'm going to improve. I'm going to tighten them up a little bit. So check it out. I'm keeping that minor pentatonic up there as a reference. If we put up, check this one out, harmonic minor. That's one that a lot of people really dig. And look what we're doing here to the pentatonic scale. We're going to fill it in. So it's just like the minor, natural minor, but we're going to raise the 7th. There it is on the D string. See that? Get that hum. 60 cycle hum. Stupid single coil pickups. We have that. Go up the octave. And look, my note, it was extended past the graph. Right? This one. It's a nice sound. It's different. Changes it up. Let's play it along with the track and see what it sounds like. pentatonic. And of course, it's good to play these in all different positions all over the neck, not just in this position. I'm doing this just to compare this to a simple area of the neck instead of playing the minor pentatonic scale all the time. You can look at this chart and see the minor pentatonic scale. And you could just kind of add those extra notes in there and it might make more sense to you right there. So any questions about this stuff, please let me know. And Jeffrey, the first riff was Shocking Blue. Really? I don't know that riff. Shocking Blue by who? Shocking Blue. Rhythm group. Well, as far as the beats goes, I just created this loop and it's usually like the first. I'm like, I need a loop. What am I going to do? And I was like, I establish a tempo with the rhythm, and I'll just lock in some kind of, I could have just played like that would have been a little bit boring right there. Dana knows what Shocking Blue is. Shocking Blue. Well, she's questioning right there. She's like, she doesn't know. We need to know. Shocking Blue. Oh, well, yeah, what is Shocking Blue? You're the one that brought it up, Dana. Shocking Blue rhythm groove beat. Is that what that is? All right. Thanks, JP. Sounds like Venus. So when I think of Venus, I think of but I'm your Venus. I'm your fire, your desire. Please don't tell me that's what it is. Is that Venus? Is that Venus from am I singing the right Venus? Oh, I hope I am. All right, so let's go on to the next mode. We got a couple more modes left. I wasn't planning on leaving this pentatonic up here like this, but I think it's pretty cool. There's another one, melodic minor. And a lot of times people don't play the harmonic minor straight like that. There are modes inside the harmonic minor that are pretty cool, minor modes as well that you could use. So you would be starting from a different area as the roots, which is really cool. And like for instance, I'll just jump back here for a second. Like, when I play the harmonic minor, like this right here. Play the harmonic minor scale. But starting on a fourth of that, if I was to start in this A here, it would be like this. That is referred to as a Dorian sharp 4. But if I played it in E, starting on E, it would be the B harmonic minor scale, but starting on E here, and it would give me a different mode. It would be a Dorian sharp 4, which is like this. I think that's pretty cool. I'm going to get to that later, but that's basically a mode of the harmonic minor scale. So those are the same notes that I'm playing in harmonic minor, just in a different key of the scale. So hopefully you understand that. It's just another scale you could play over an E minor vamp right there, which is one of my favorites, the Dorian sharp 4. But we'll get to that in a little bit. So back over to here, I put the scale back up, and I want to show you the melodic minor, which is a lot like harmonic minor, except for instead of the 6th degree being minor, the 6th degree is a major 6th. So you have just like this. Sounds like this. So it sounds like a major scale going down, but it's minor. Major scale will be, right? But the melodic minor is a major scale, but with a minor third. So it sounds like this. That's the minor third. Then the rest of the way, it's major. Minor. Oops. It sounds like this over the ramp. Let's hear it. Minor pentatonic. A little of the melodic minor. So there's that one. Pretty cool scale. And once again, I don't typically play the melodic minor scale like that. There are modes inside the melodic minor that are really, really more useful. Like scales like the altered scale is a good one. And what else is in there? Like there's a Aeolian raised third in there that's really cool. There's a ton of useful modes within that. But over a minor right there, I think, it's good to know the melodic minor just to play it straight out like that. And so there's one more mode here I'll show you, and it's the Phrygian mode. So check this one out. It's really, really cool. It's a classic right here. And it's really, really simple. And it looks just like the minor pentatonic right here. Except I'm adding a flat second right there. Filling in the notes. Again, filling in the spaces. This time I'm filling in with the second. It's a flat second. You get the third, same as the minor pentatonic. Fourth is the same. Fifth is the same. Adding the sixth. So it's really just like Aeolian mode. Aeolian would be. But if you flat that second degree, it sounds like this with some tracks. Pentatonic. So there's a little bit of a Phrygian type of feel. And very, very cool. Venus. The intro, very similar to Pinball Wizard. Okay. The intro riff to your Who song, right? And then, and not the Bananarama version. Okay. All right, so that's who I was thinking. Bananarama. They did sing I'm Your Venus. Great song, by the way. I wish I wrote it. So, yeah, very cool. So we went through a bunch of modes, scales, top 5. I would say, the minor pentatonic blues scale is a essential right there. The Dorian mode, really, really cool mode as well. The natural minor, just a great. What is your favorite? I didn't see any answers out there for that one as far as your favorite scales mode. There you go. I love Phrygian. It's in a lot of metal. Yeah, absolutely. Lots of metal. Uses that. If you were playing like it's like a metal riff would be like a, you know. You know, then you have that scale, which is a half step up. You know, perfect scale for that. And then a lot of people alter the Phrygian mode. Now they'll raise the third. That's a Phrygian dominant, and that makes it. You know. You know, in the context of metal. And Finny, the one that was less sad. The one that was less sad. Oh, okay. So that would be Dorian. You know, all really cool scales and modes. You know, I mean, they get sadder and sadder. You know. When they get more and more out of tune. As it gets warmer in the room. And it's the pentatonic. Then the blues scale. Really, really cool to have this extra note here. Adds to, you know, to help with runs like this. Eddie Van Halen did that a lot. I'm going to show you a trick in a second how to use the melodic minor and Dorian together, which is cool. And you're right, Jeffrey. I am warmed up. I should play for an hour before I go live. Which I try to. And, you know, the Dorian mode is like the minor pentatonic. But we're adding that note in there, like. So it's minor. Hear that? Minor. We're adding a major six. It's a Pink Floyd song, right? Now, if that sixth was a half step down, it would be sadder, right? That's Aeolian. I mean, so much sadder. Just that one note. We'll go back up to the raised six. So what a difference that is. get the harmonics out of there. Warming up to room temperature. Yeah. Oh, that's what you meant. I thought you meant I was warming up. Okay, that's fine. And yeah, and then harmonic minor scales. And then melodic minor scale. And the Phrygian. Flat 9. Now here's something that's really kind of cool. Tele refret sound. If I play these two modes together, this makes an interesting sound right here too. If I play the melodic minor and the Dorian scale together, I'm just mixing up some of the notes right here. And here's the melodic minor. 3 notes per string pattern is what I'm doing this. Oops. Man, I can't play it. And the Dorian mode. So essentially this top part right here, here's the melodic minor. I mean, right here. Right here. Because you have the E. Here's a minor scale going up. Same thing as Dorian. But going down, the melodic minor is a major 7th right here. With a major 6. So the only difference between that and Dorian is that the Dorian has a dominant, a minor 7th. So that's what gives it a little bit more of a bluesier edge, the Dorian, like this. Right? Whereas the melodic minor is more like this. Dorian. Melodic minor. Dorian. It's very subtle, but if you add the two together, it's really cool. So now you have, here's the major 6th, the minor 7th, like Dorian, the major 7th, like melodic minor, and the root. So you could do stuff that's like a... Just do some chromatic runs here. Down a few different octaves. Haven't done that in a while, but I remember having a lot of fun with that. Like, going off the rails a bit, but I think that's a pretty cool trick. You take all of these modes and just kind of find what notes you like and just mix and mingle them. Really, really cool. So if you're enjoying this so far, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and what's your favorite modes? I know that Dana likes the Phrygian mode. It's in a lot of metal. That's cool. And I think Jeff liked the one that was less sad. Or was that who was that liked the one that was less sad minor? That was the Dorian mode. So really cool. And there's so many more. There's so many more scales you could play over a minor vamp. I mean, if you go through a lot of the modes of the, see, like I was saying, that one of my favorite scales too, and here's a bonus one, the Dorian sharp 4. It sounds like this. Check it out. So you have a Dorian, which is like this. But if you take the 4th degree and you sharp it, half step, here's 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're played up here. That means you no longer have the 4th. It's only a sharp 4 along with the rest of the notes. 1, 2, minor 3rd, sharp 4, 5, major 6, 7, minor 7, root. It's a mode of the harmonic minor scale, so that's what gives you that. Whoops. Gives you a diminished arpeggio in there too. Whoa, what was that? I learned that from Eddie Van Halen. If you hit a bad note, do it again. People think you meant it. And refret sounds great. That's a cool mode. I like it. The Dorian sharp 4. Because Dorian is cool by itself. We add that sharp 4. A little metal right there. all kinds of pedals on, kinds of noise happening. But we're having a good time here on a Sunday. Thanks for spending time with me here on a Sunday. I love doing this every Sunday. I go live here. And I got the telly refretted. And it just plays so good. I'm just so happy with this telly. I love it. I made a video about the telly and about the fret job, and I also went through a lot of the specs on here. You can check that out too if you want, my video that I did last week. And hopefully you're enjoying this. There's another, I'm going to give you one more bonus scale that I never hardly use, but I was digging up some of these scales, and it's called the, check this out, it's called the Hungarian minor scale, or the Gypsy minor scale. And I thought you might like this one too. It's very similar to the minor pentatonic as well. The minor pentatonic, if I play the roots, everything's the same going up like a minor, except I'm going 1, 2, minor third. Let's blow this up a little bit so you can see here. 1, the second, minor third, sharp 4, 5, and minor 6, major 7th. So as you can see, these are all intervals and notes that we've been playing in these 5 to 7 mode scales that I've showed you so far, 8. And so you're just doing different placements of them. So this particular scale, 7-note scale, has a root, a ninth or a second right there, minor third, sharp 4, perfect 5th, minor 6th, major 7, and start over again. And what's cool about this is, what's not cool about it? Just listen to it. It's similar to what we did before with the Dorian sharp 4, because that's a sharp 4. But it also has the 5th, just like the Dorian sharp 4, but it has a minor 6. So it has 3 half steps within the scale. And then a major 6, a major 7th. Oops. I like doing this. That's where I got that riff from. I do this all the time. Because this is a Dorian sharp 4. But I like giving it that 3-note chromatic thing here, which is like this. So I'll do it like this. So what I'm doing is I'm playing Hungarian minor scale. But I'll go up like this. And what that is that's a mode of the double harmonic major scale. There's really 5 scales: major scale, melodic minor scale, harmonic minor scale, harmonic major scale, and double harmonic double harmonic major scale. And this is one of the modes from that. And it's just it's part of a scale that would be the double harmonic major. It would be like this. But it's major, so we can't really play that today. Oops. Starting on the 4th degree, you got that Hungarian minor. Let's probably play it and see what it sounds like. was cool. It sounded very Latin. Just went through a bunch of different modes and getting a little crazy. All right. Oh, before I do this, I'm going to go in order. I'm OCD kicking in here. The sharp 4 sounded cool. Yeah, the sharp 4 is in the Dorian sharp 4. It's also in the gypsy scale, Hungarian minor. And just here, browsing. I'm always in the confused mode. I really love that. That is the best mode of them all, the confused mode. These are all sounding really cool. Well, thank you. I'm trying to put it in a perspective here to compare them all to the minor pentatonic position, because there's nothing, it's not really confusing. That's not really confusing. Minor pentatonic's very easy, right? But man, look at this gypsy mode, the gypsy scale. All I did was I played the same thing, except, check this out, I'm going to play that note. Maybe I'll add this note. Now I got this. Now watch what else I'll do. I'll go, instead of playing this note in the pentatonic, I'm going to play a half step up. I'm going to leave that out. Now that I played this half step up, I'm going to leave it out, because a lot of times it's what you don't play that matters the most. So I got these notes now. Then I also have this same note that's in the scale, pentatonic. So now I have this one, the Hungarian minor scale. And then I also have this minor note, which was in the Aeolian mode. So I have this, and then down half. So I have this. And then here, instead of playing this in pentatonic, now I have this. And look, it looks the same. I'm just changing a couple notes here and there, and I went from this to this. What do I have? And then add back to pentatonic. tense there at the end. So glad you like that. Just there. So any questions about any of this stuff, please let me know. I just went through a bunch of different modes and scales. I probably did about 10 of them. I called this my top 5, but really there's a million of them. And so if you want a free PDF of all of these graphs that I made, just email me at info@cherry, and I'll shoot them right over to you. And they're going to look a little bit like this, but much better. You know, I made some charts that looked like this and like this. But I'm going to clean them up. I'm going to indicate what the roots are, and maybe make them a little bit bigger so they don't step on each other like this one did, where I went outside of the bounds right there. You know, try to get that seventh, that major seventh on the B string there when I played the, that's the harmonic minor one right there. So really cool. Here to help and here to learn. So if there's anything that you know that I'm not doing here, please let me know. It's about us here, rocking, getting better. So hopefully just here browsing, hopefully you got something out of this and it's not so confusing anymore. I tried to compare them all to the pentatonic scale, and whether or not that was helpful or not, I don't know. So keep those questions coming up. Thank you so much, Just Here Browsing. Thank you, Dana, Jeffrey, Boyle, and Finney, and everyone else who chimed in here. Inca, Cal, Scott Hall. And let's see, next week, I usually go live here every Sunday. But I think the next couple Sundays, we might have to go back to, let's see, next Sunday, because next week. Actually, yeah, I'll be here next Sunday, for sure, the 9th. It won't be until the following. So the 9th will be here, rocking, and also the 16th, the following Sunday. And then the next 3 Sundays will be Mondays, Monday or Tuesdays. So I just wanted to look at that and see. So we'll be back here for the next couple Sundays, which is really, really cool. And we're rocking out. Christopher Eaton, right around coffee today. Right amount of coffee today. Good show. Thank you so much. And you know what, Chris, I just want to tell you that you asked me for an E minor backing track last year. And it was one of those lessons where, or one of those lives, rather, where I used a loop to create, actually, just like it is right now. It's an E minor backing track. And I can't really send these out because it's just on my looper. I'd have to make a backing track, which I've been meaning to do. And I still have that email. Look at it every day, thinking that I'm going to make an E minor. I was going to make it for this particular live today, the E minor track, because it would work out perfect. And it sounds so much better. You know, an actual official backing track with not real drums, but better sounding drums, bass, and some guitar. You can mix it a little bit. So the backing tracks that I create are way better than these loops. I'm going to get to it still. And it's not that I have a better memory. It's just I still have the email that I see every day. So I saved it, and it's one of like maybe just 5 emails. So it's very special. It's in there. I'm going to get it. It may take another year, but you're going to get that backing track. And it would have been perfect for today because we're in E minor. But you can do it in any key. Change this to. What I was going to do is I was going to play the. I was going to start in G. Play the first mode. Play the first scale in G. And then the blues scale. Now let's go up to A Dorian scale. Maybe up a whole step. Aeolian. Another whole step up. And do like the Dorian sharp 4. See, it's really all the same thing going up, but it might sound a little bit different, to your ear, not playing it all over the E minor. Get out of that monotonous E drone that I tend to do a lot. And procrastination is my superpower. I understand. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Chris. But thank you still for popping in and hanging out with us. I'm really grateful. And speaking of grateful, I'm very grateful for everybody who hangs out with me here. And so I do this every week, every Sunday. It's episode 219, and that's a lot of episodes, really. It's 219. What is that? If a year is 52 weeks, 52, 208 was 4 years. So we're at 219. So we did 208, like 4 years and a few months now, So 5 years would be, 50 times 5, 250. Then another 5, another 2 times 5, 10. So 260. Episode 260 would be, right? I'm not a mathematician here. I just play one on TV. But we'll get there eventually. No rush. That's the beauty of music and guitar playing, is that there's really no rush to this stuff. Just take it slow and enjoy it. There's no rush in any of it. Just have some fun playing guitar, learning the modes. Has anybody been seeing that Van Halen stuff that they've been showing? Lots of old footage from 1978 backstage at the Garden. Oh my God, so much of that stuff's popping up. It's blowing my mind to see those guys back there, back then. It's really, 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 really cool. But on that note, thanks again, guys, for hanging out with me. Remember, be cool, be kind, and be cherry. And if you want to see a video that I did on, what did I do the video on? There was a video I wanted to tell you about that was, it was 5 examples on how to play the Mixolydian mode. And if you want to see a video that I made on 5 examples of how to play the Mixolydian mode, check it out right there. Because you could do this. Let's try this one more time. Take 2. If you want to see a video that I did on the 5 ways to play the Mixolydian scale, check it out up there, because you could take all of these scales that I did today and play them the same way. So watching that video will be really, really helpful in applying these 10 other scales to play the same way. Different shapes, different patterns, different things like that. So love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Be cool, be kind, be cherry. I love you, and I'll see you next time, Sunday, 12 o'clock next week. Love yous. Have a great rest of the week. Great Sunday. And peace, y'all. Rock out. I love yous. Have a good one.